this game? Right now, publishers from around the world are fighting for the rights for this game. And I'm going to tell you why. This is Harvest, released in 2023 Tokyo Game Market. But the story of Harvest doesn't begin in 2023. It begins in 1992 when the game was first published. Designer Yukito Morikawa grew up in the analog age, in the time before video games, playing such classics as Epic's Torpedo game, Hanayama's Bankers, which was the Japanese version of Monopoly, and Yakyuban, which was a really popular baseball game. But it wasn't until he played Hare and Tortoise, the Spiel des Jahres winner of 1979, when he began to fall in love with board games again. And then after a few years of playing games, something interesting happened. Tsunekazu Ishihara, you know, the CEO of Pokemon, came up to him and said,
"You, little man, design a game for me."
The idea was not to sell the game in a store, but to sell a game at a kiosk, specifically a train station kiosk, so that families can ride the train and play the game together. Morikawa looked directly into Ishihara's eyes and said,
"I got this."
But he had to design a family game that could play on a tray the size of a modern-day MacBook. And deliver he did in spectacular form. Flash forward 30 years later, and Japanese publisher 4Games republishes Harvest to the public. Let's learn how to play. The first thing you need to do is set up the game for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 players. On your turn, you simply play a card and then draw a card. Towards the end of the game, you might play a card and the draw pile might be empty. No matter, you just keep playing and you'll play every card in your hand. How to play a card? Well, rule number 1, if your field is empty, you must play into your field. Then, on a later turn, once all the fields are full, you could play a card anywhere you want. If on a later turn a player places a card and creates a line of cards of the same color, then each of those cards are removed from the board and scored. But be careful, this game comes with negative points and positive points. The game also gives you a few special cards, such as Tornado, which eliminates all those cards from the board, or the special Harvest card, which is a wild and can trigger any 2 cards to immediately score. There are 3 suits and 3 different denominations of cabbage, corn, and tomato. There are also 2 kinds of negative cards. You have the negative 10s and the super cool I wear shades negative 20s. But you gotta play those super cards, because if they are still in your hand at the end of the game, you lose 50 points. Conversely, if your field is empty at the end of the game, you gain an extra 50 points. So sure, while it is a little bit random about who gets the 40s and who can be able to score them successfully in their own field will most likely win the game, this is still an amazing experience. Take that in its perfect form. Short, sweet, everyone's angry, everyone is each other's enemy and friend. This is something that I can't strongly recommend enough. Fun for the entire family, fun for those drinking nights, fun for people who want to get into Japanese board games and not sure where to begin. This is an excellent place to start. I can't recommend Harvest enough. Best yet is that this game is only 20 minutes. So if you get crushingly defeated, you're going to want to play again and again and again and again. Even at the end of game nights where you're playing big, heavy strategy games, someone in the group is going to ask you, pull out Harvest one more time because I need some vengeance. That is why publishers are fighting for the rights for this game, and that's why I think it'll be perfect on your shelf. Woo! So, what do you want to play next?